Do you hear me? Am I live? Do you hear me, guys? I like to know if you hear me that I'm in live. Like, is somebody here? Wait, do you guys hear me? Am I live? Like, I don't know. I'm afraid that I'm not live. Like, I don't know. Am I live, guys? Do you hear me? I'm gonna ask to Costly. I don't know if you hear me, guys. I need to know, like, are you guys, watch me like, do you hear me? Do you hear me? I'd like to know if you can hear me, guys. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, guys? Am I live? I hope that I feel live. I hope that if I'm live, I'm not looking like a stupid right now. Your YouTube channel or not? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry if you're hearing other voices. There are other people at home right now. I'm really sorry. I don't know. I don't know if you can hear me. Like, am I live stream? I don't know. I'm afraid that I'm just doing nothing. I like to understand. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm live. I'm live. I'm such an idiot. I'm really sorry. Hear me like, am I live stream? I don't know. I'm afraid that I'm just doing nothing. I like to understand. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm live. I'm live. I'm such an idiot. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I forgot that there was this part here, live streaming. So how about I invite some people to the live stream? Like, can I do that, right? I need my. Can I? What the? Uh-oh. What did I just do? Oh yeah, I didn't. Okay, where's the chat here? I need the chat. I would just like to have the chat. Mm, I don't know what the hell am I doing. I would just like to have the chat. Now, obviously, while you're talking, I'm obviously, wait, there's someone in the chat? No, that's just me, right? I don't know what the hell am I doing. Now, obviously, while you're talking, I'm obviously, wait, there's someone in the chat? No, that's just me, right? Wait. No, I don't think that's how it works. Wait. I don't know what am I doing. What I'm doing here. No, I don't think that's how it works. Okay, whatever. Um, I don't know what am I doing here. I really don't know. And you know what? I'm just gonna go here and try to ask some YouTubers, to hang out with me. So, okay. I'm just gonna go here. I really hope so. Um, let's see if she's active currently. Oh yeah, Jax. Okay. Mm, I really don't want to do a live stream all alone, to be honest. I'm doing a live stream. Um, would you join me, please? I'm talking. I may be talking about Halloween, Michael Myers stuff. By the way, I do have a limit for how much I can use my PC. So yeah, this live will not be a very long one, unfortunately. Exen, I'm doing a live stream. Could you join me, please? I may be talking about Halloween, Michael Myers stuff. Let's see if she will answer me. Meanwhile, what can I do? Meanwhile, you know what? Before I go talking about Halloween stuff, like I really hope that Isia reads the message, and she. Well, I'm just gonna go here, and I'm gonna, talk about certain stuff. And let's see. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna now. I really love using this app. This app is good for mapping scenarios and all that good stuff. Now, what am I doing here? It's gonna be a scenario of let's see if I remember how this works. And yeah, it's probably lagging because I'm live streaming at the same time. Uh, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick this map. Yep, it's definitely lagging a lot, but really like a lot. Yep, I didn't even click it correctly. Just wait a minute. Please load. Yeah, this is just so. Okay, I clicked this, so okay. Right, so I really love this map. And as you could perfectly read in my I'm live streaming, right? Yep. As you can perfectly read in my channel information, I'm a huge geopolitics and alternate history fanatic, currently interested in American Revolution never happening mapping scenarios. And now it really attracts me this idea. Now, um, I mustn't have any shame on showing up other interests I have. So let's see. No, 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 no. You didn't see any of that. I meant, what if the American Revolution never happened? I would like to tell you something, guys. I literally watch all these maps each day 100 times. I don't know, like it fascinates me so much. You know, this whole stuff. Like it literally, mm, it literally makes my mind healthy and crazy at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Like the ones I really vibe with are like this one, then also this one, maybe also this one, a little bit this one, a little bit this one, maybe this also a little bit of also that one as well. Yeah, yeah, I definitely vibe with a lot of these, pictures, if you want to say that. Now, how can we, prevent the American Revolution from ever happening? And that's the point. Now, why did the American Revolution break out? I hope I'm not boring you with this senseless, geopolitics stuff, but you must know that, digital circus and horror isn't the only stuff I like. I also like other stuff as well. Now, the American Revolution broke out whatever in 1776, well, because the British put taxes on the Americans and it allowed them to expand west of the Appalachian Mountains, and then also because, I mean, this is like the main side. Also, they also didn't get any representation in the parliament. Honestly, I think, the important thing is like the fact that they didn't really have that much representation or autonomy, and the British put taxes on them. Obviously, the wall not being allowed to expand west of the Appalachian Mountains was also a problem, but not like the main one. Now, if the if Britain wanted to prevent the American Revolution, basically the 13 colonies demands, the 13 colonies obviously, I'm gonna explain it to you. The 13 colonies are, if you are American, if there is any, TDC fan that's American, I mean, TDC itself is kind of American, I mean, Dusur is American. Hello there, and basically, if you don't know anything about your country's history, which it's really, I mean, I hope I'm not offending you, but that will be really embarrassing because I know about a lot of US stuff, and yet I'm from Europe. I'm not gonna specify where. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, right? Well, whatever. And the 13 colonies was basically when the the US was under British rule, but only like the East Coast, because the rest of the USA wasn't like settled yet, and this belonged to Spain. This was French for a period of time and then belonged to Spain. This wasn't settled at all. This was Russian. Also, this one wasn't really settled at all. Puerto Rico was Spanish. Florida switched between Spanish and British, and this was basically like a native rule, but more like this area was under French rule, because not only the US was different, also Canada was different. It wasn't fully united yet. In fact, there were some colonies here, like before there wasn't too much difference between the American colonies and the Canadian colonies. Both were under um, British rule. Now the 13 colonies are called like that because because on the east coast of the US there were 13 British colonies. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and one, two, three, four, five. I hope I'm not missing one. And then also mm, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm not putting the dots right, but I don't care. New Hampshire, and then Vermont was basically split between native and like New York slash New Hampshire rule, and Maine was part of Massachusetts. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, yes, I did it well. Now, if the British want to prevent the American Revolution, they basically, I mean, the whole premise itself is kind of simple because breaking away from the British wasn't the initial goal of the colonies. Basically, the British would have to repeal most, if not all, taxes towards the 13 colonies, as well as grant them some more autonomy. I don't think parliamentary representation is possible because, I mean, shipping colonial representatives from East Coast towards London, yeah, definitely not possible. I want to see if now I Nyaxe S United to my live stream. No, not yet. Whatever. Anyways, um, so what can we do here? Well, basically we cannot have the status quo remaining because the 13 colonies then will remain under British rule, and and the colonies itself actually enjoy already a good deal of autonomy. This will basically just be enshrined and reinforced even more. Now I don't really know. Now I kind of want to make it interesting. Now, when I watch No American Revolution Never Happening scenarios, meanwhile I'm also gonna begin to search a certain map which I could rely on. Here I'm gonna. This map also really fascinates me a lot. Soon you'll understand why. Honestly, expansion west of the Appalachian Mountains was definitely bound to happen. I don't even think that native protectorates could be created. Now, I do scenarios where native states, part of the American Dominion, are created for fun, but realistically, I don't think that's really possible. I mean, look at Canada. I mean, sure, Canada's treatment of the natives is way better than, the US, the American one, but they still got the most of the land stripped away by the colonists or the Canadian settlers, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, the British, as I said, owned this piece of land here. This was all British rule. So this will probably be given to the 13 colonies. So the new colonies will be created, and basically all that. I suppose it will kind of mirror what happened in OTL US. Initially the colonies like Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia will expand west. Then the colonies will feel underrepresented by the colonial governments that had their capitals on the East Coast, and then to drastically break away. So something like Tennessee, Kentucky, um, like Mississippi, Alabama, some of the South will probably still happen in one way or another. Then how about the Louisiana territory? I think the French Revolution may still happen. I mean, the effects of it were already going on before the American Revolution, and honestly, I'm not really that guy who likes to change a lot of history. Like my goal here is kind of like to just simply get the same map as OTO, just simply with the America being like a British parliamentary democracy under the model of Canada, obviously, which honestly will be a lot better than what the Americans are having currently. Now, how about the Louisiana territory that was something like this? I know it's not accurate, but it's kind of like how it looked like. Now, if the Napoleonic War still happens, which I'm gonna say yes, because the French Revolution still happens, Napoleonic War still happen, then Napoleon may still take this territory, and then we may, have, in the Vienna peace talks, the Vienna Congress after the end of Napoleonic Wars, we have the British taking the Louisiana territory, either just simply because they won the war, or maybe because they invaded that territory during the Napoleonic Wars, and honestly, but it could also be possible that says Napoleon doesn't have to sell this territory to anybody, it remains under Spanish rule. And then after the Napoleonic Wars, we do have maybe a treaty between the British and Spanish happening where this the Louisiana territory is given to the British and then settled by British subjects. And then so yeah, so eventually we will get to an expansion of something like this. And honestly, I think we could bring Canada, into this, it's very possible that Canada and America will still be separate, dominions, and because of, difference between, Canada, more like French Catholic, America, Anglo-Protestant. But for fun, we're gonna say that yes, they do unite. So, yeah. So, also another thing, with no US to dispute it, we will probably end up having the British getting all the Oregon territory. Was this was something like this. This was the Oregon territory. So we'll probably end up under, British rule. And then we also gonna, mix Canada, with the American colonies. Obviously, I don't think an American Dominion will be created immediately. What you're seeing here is not like the American, like this is like all the colonies put together, but they are not like the same country yet. It will probably still be split in a lot of colonies and territories. The East Coast colonies, the Canadian colonies, Rupert's Land, Northwest Territories, the Wall Louisiana Territory, Midwest, and Southeast colonies. Like those will be split. And obviously, these divisions will eventually be the divisions of the provinces when an actual dominion is created, which I think will be in now for fun. Now, I think it will be somewhere in the 1830s because at that point the industrial and economic capability of the American colonies will be far superior than what Canada had in the 1830s. Canada got their independence later. In the 1860s, I think British America will get it earlier in the 1830s. And so for fun, since Canada's independence was like 1st July 1867, I'm gonna say that American Dominion's independence is 1st July 1867. No, 1st July 1837. And I think this is how it will actually look like because I think that Britain will be able to claim the Oregon territory earlier, like in the 1820s, without the US to dispute it, and and that dispute making the whole settlement of the territory take longer. In this case, it will happen earlier. This is how this dominion will probably look like. Oh yeah, I also forgot to erase these borders. Sorry, silly me. Uh, and how do I color? N in N do I X? Is that how your name is pronounced? Are you there or not yet? I don't think so, or yes. No, she isn't here yet. Okay. Anyways, how long have I been doing this live stream? I hope this is not like a cringe live stream. I hope you are able to hear me perfectly well. I should probably invite some people, but I just don't know what to do, to be honest. Maybe I should like put it for a certain, time and then just simply want, some certain fans I'm close with, like, watch the live stream if they can. Anyways, then honestly, from here it could be possible that we had the Southwest remaining under Mexican rule, but for fun, we're gonna say that war between America, in this case British, so with the support of the British, and Mexico still happens. And we actually have this America taking more than what the Otilo US took, and they actually take all of northern Mexico. They also managed to get the Yucatan to join this American Dominion, which, by the way, I think a very cool name will be United Provinces of America. I don't know, it just fits so well. Anyways, so yeah, with that, I think that northern Mexico will be better off, under stable Anglophone rule. Like I know the people, the natives and the Hispanic people there will probably not really live very well. But well, at least it will be more properly settled, isn't it, right? That's important. No, no, no. I really don't like what they used to like to the natives, to the Hispanic, I really don't like it, to be honest. But we can't do anything about it because that's just history. Anyways, I think Alaska, either the Russians like sell it to Britain or the British simply take it by force in the 1860s, I guess. So this is how I suspect this American Dominion will end up looking like. Honestly, I think this is like a really big one. Like, obviously, this will still become the most powerful country, and they may also be able to get like the British Caribbean holdings, which are something like this, and it also includes Jamaica. I think yes, it, it will yes, this will be this will already be the largest country in the world, larger than Russia, obviously. Capital, I mean, no Washington DC, so probably Philadelphia. And also, now we're gonna actually look at the other provinces. Now, I have this other map that fascinates me. Just look at this. Here we have, now this is the case in which we have the Southwest remaining under Mexican rule. Obviously, this wasn't done by me. I don't claim any credits. I don't claim anything. But still, this map really fascinates me a lot. Now, basically, we have larger provinces and stuff like that, but also a really interesting thing here is that the capitals, for example, of New York and Pennsylvania, like aren't Harrisburg and Albany, are actually Philadelphia and New York City. We also have a lot of these capitals here, not being the OTL ones, however, being different ones. Now, this is because actually, the capitals, most of the capitals we have today in US states became capitals only after the American Revolution. Well, under British rule, the capitals were all on the coast. The capital of the colony, New York, there was in New York City. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. For example, Georgia was in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta didn't exist yet. For Georgia, it was Savannah. South Carolina, Charleston. North Carolina, New Bern. Virginia, Williamsburg. You get the idea. And honestly, even in American Revolution and happening scenario, the capitals could very well still be moved inland, because even the British would like want to give representation to inland areas in order to strip influence away from the coast. But for fun, we're gonna say that the capitals do stay in the coast. Now, how do I want to divide this in provinces? First of all, Florida province. I'm gonna call the capital here, and the capital of this will be Saint Augustine. Like, I'm really sorry if you don't know the name of any of those cities. Like, unless you're a geography nerd like me, you probably don't really know any of these names. I'm really sorry. Um, then Georgia province, Savannah, South Carolina province, Charleston. I know I'm not really good at drawing these borders, but whatever. Uh, Virginia province, capital Williamsburg. Maryland is still Annapolis because Annapolis was already the capital under British rule. Then, mm, wait, I'm gonna draw Maryland better. Something like this. Then Delaware, Newcastle, and New Jersey was actually dual capitals. Puritan Boy near New York City and Burlington near Philadelphia. Basically to give representation to both the Philadelphia areas and the New York City areas. Then we have Pennsylvania, capital Philadelphia, and New York province, which is the capital will be New York City. Also, both Connecticut and Rhode Island had dual capitals, just like New Jersey. Hartford, New Haven, Providence, and Newport. Massachusetts, Boston. Then Vermont, Burlington. New Hampshire, Portsmouth, Maine, Portland. This is assuming that we have the same divisions as OTL. Honestly, the Canadian ones wouldn't really change that much. New Brunswick, Fredericton, Nova Scotia, Halifax, Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown, Newfoundland and Labrador, St. John's, Quebec, Quebec City, then Ontario, it will still be Toronto. I think Toronto is somewhere like there. Like, I hope I'm not looking a lot cringy while doing this. I hope you probably understand what I'm saying. I hope there isn't any problem with the audio. Um, like honestly, it's actually really possible that under British rule, the capitals will remain like in the first settlements. Anyways, Alabama, I think it will be something like Saint Stephen's. I'm basing this on what were because even under U.S. rule, the capitals of the first territories were different from the capitals of of the states of these states today in the present day. Mississippi Natchez. Yeah, I'm definitely not really good at drawing this. Am I? Then oh wait, it's actually a straight line. Perfect. Then Mississippi, once again, Natchez. Tennessee, Knoxville. Kentucky, it will be Lexington. West Virginia, Charleston. I'm really not good at drawing this, am I? Ohio, Cincinnati. Michigan, and Detroit. And then Illinois, it will probably be Kaskaskia, which if you don't. Oh wait, Indiana. I was forgetting Indiana. How could I? Indiana Vincennes. Anyways, Illinois it will probably be Kaskaskia, which is in the south of Illinois. In that region of Illinois known as Little Egypt. But for fun, I'm gonna say that is Chicago because why not? Wisconsin, Green Bay. By the way, when I'm doing this with the mouse, I'm indicating where the capital is located. Louisiana, New Orleans, Arkansas Conway, which is actually in the Little Rock area. So I mean, not too much changes to be honest. Oklahoma, Guthrie, Missouri, St. Louis. Yeah, I'm not really good. Like, if there were rivers in this map, it will definitely be a lot better. Then Missouri, then it's Kansas, which is still Topeka. Colorado, it will be Colorado Springs because the first capital of Colorado was Colorado City. And Colorado City today is part of Colorado Springs, so it will probably become like that. Anyways, and now I guess, well, first of all, Minnesota. Oh wait, Minnesota, yeah, I had to give them, a little bit of coastline here, so something like this. Here, Minnesota, St. Paul, it still is. Yeah, I'm definitely not really good at drawing any of these, am I? Iowa, Burlington. Nebraska, Omaha. Yeah, not really good at drawing this, am I? I like it's a complete mess to be honest, but whatever. Wyoming, Cheyenne. Is it pronounced like that or is it Cheyenne? And like, I'm really afraid that I like doing something. Um, oh wait, yeah, I had to load this or not? No. Uh, anyways, uh, then after Wyoming, we like have Montana. Montana it will still be Helena. Then North Dakota it still is Bismarck. South Dakota it will be Yankton, which is like here. Then Idaho, it's Lewiston. Then suppose British Columbia will control Washington, because Washington and British Columbia like the same thing, just separated by the American and by the American and Canadian border, obviously, with both Canada and the America being the same country. That obviously never happens. I suppose British Columbia province will look something like this, basically British Columbia plus Washington. Capital, and Victoria became the capital just because in order to defend Vancouver Island from Americans, there is no American threat here. So I think the capital will be New Westminster because that was the capital, like the mainland area of British Columbia before Vancouver Island and British Columbia unified in the 1860s. So New Westminster is like in the Vancouver area, so it's basically Vancouver. Here, Alberta, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Regina, Manitoba, Winnipeg. The capital city didn't really change at all. Same thing for the territories. Nunavut Territory, Iqaluit. Northwest Territory is Yellowknife. Yukon Territory, Whitehorse. Alaska, it will probably be Sitka, which I think is somewhere like here. Then Oregon, Portland. Hawaii, Honolulu, most of the British Caribbean holdings, which will be American provinces here, the capitals, most of them will be the same. California here will also control Baja California, and you know, I'm gonna say that for the capital will probably be Monterrey, which was the capital of California under Spanish last Mexican rule, which is like on the coast, like between San Francisco and Santa Barbara. It's like somewhere like here. For fun, I'm gonna say that it's Los Angeles. Basically, I want to make that the U.S. province, the American provinces that contain the three largest cities of America. So New York City, New York, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, have the capital in the largest city, which could actually make sense. While the rest of the provinces, keep the British era capitals. Anyways, Nevada, it will probably still be Carson City. Las Vegas didn't exist yet, and Reno, which is like near Carson City, arose to relevance only some years later. Utah, it still is Salt Lake City. Arizona, Prescott, which is in the north of Arizona, like Phoenix. Then New Mexico is still Santa Fe. Uh, Texas, it would probably be San Antonio, which is actually larger than Austin, the second largest city in Texas after Houston. Yucatan, it will be Merida. I think that was like the capital of Yucatan, before it split off in various states, because today Yucatan is different states in Mexico. Then Sonora, uh, Hermosillo, like I really, I'm probably looking like a fool. Am I? Like you don't know any of these cities. Like, do you? Whatever you're watching this stream, which no one may be watching this stream. Like I wanna see. Yeah, no one is watching this stream. I look like a complete fool. Oh, hi. So there is someone following me. Could I see when? No, I can't really see when. Are you still there? Uh, uh, are you under? Are you understanding any of the? Are you understanding any of the geopolitics crap I'm saying? Are you understanding any of the geopolitics crap I'm saying? Yeah. I basically like I wanna confess you something. If if I'm not, doing thinking about these borders, these alternate history scenarios, using this app, I'm basically thinking about this stuff in my head during all day. Like I think about it at school. I think about it in the afternoon. I may also sometimes think about it while in the bed trying to sleep. I think about it in the morning while going to school. Like I really think about geopolitics a lot. Like, you want to know, my two biggest top interests are geopolitics and the amazing digital circus. And then it obviously comes female pop music, and then also horror movies. Let's see let's see the chat here. I find it interesting, low Lauren stuff. Okay, thanks, I suppose. Um, anyways, because Anyways, and then there's also the Chihuahua province. Yes, there is a Mexican state in our real world that is called Chihuahua, like the dog. And the capital of this state, which in this case is an American province here, is obviously Chihuahua. Ironically not. Then here I mix three Mexican states. There are three Mexican states in the that form this province here. Yeah, I don't really remember the names at all. One was New Leon, Nuevo Leon, which actually references like a Spanish thing here. Here there's a Spanish region called Castilla and Leon, which is like north of Madrid, the capital, and Castilla and Leon is like it obviously Castilla and Leon is called because it's a mix between Castilla and Leon, so I think that's where the name New Leon, Nuevo Leon comes from. Then there's also the state of Coahuila, Tamaulipas. I don't know. These are Mexican states names. Like, I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing those really well. Like, I may not really remember the exact spelling, but I think I basically mixed this into a Rio Grande province, which was actually, an attempt at creating like a Rio Grande country, but it was crushed by Mexican forces. Here, it either succeeds and joins the American Dominion, or like we just simply have British America taking over this territory in the peace treaty that they will do with the Mexicans and after this alternate American-Mexican War is over. And I think the capital of this will probably be Nuevo Laredo, because in OTL, when there was the attempt of creating the Rio Grande country, the capital was Laredo. Today, Laredo is like in Texas, but like near the Mexican border. In fact, right to Mexican border. On the other side of Laredo, there is Nuevo Laredo, funny enough. And I think that if Rio Grande doesn't get to control Laredo, so Laredo is still under Texas rule, the capital of this could very well be Nuevo Laredo, which is actually larger than Laredo itself in terms of population. It will probably be even larger, than Laredo in this timeline, because once again, a prosperous, stable Anglophone rule means more population, larger economy, and yeah. But the capital of this could also be Monterrey, which is the capital of of the Mexican state of Nuevo León in OTL, and it's already a really large city in OTL. It will probably be even larger under American rule here. So these are like the promised borders. I know these aren't really accurate, but if you know more or less the borders of the Canadian provinces and American states, you may recognize some of these or like get what I'm trying to draw here. I'm creating on this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. I'm really sorry. Um, yeah. Okay, perfect. Now I feel better. Um, anyways, what is chat here? What what would you like for me to do now? What would you like for me to do now? Talk about digital, talk about digital circus and talk about the digital circus and talk about the digital circus, female uh, pop music, more geopolitics or horror stuff. Talk about digital circus, female pop music, more geopolitics or horror stuff. Okay. Meanwhile, I think we can close this. Like, I actually do know about a lot of other geopolitics stuff than just simply American Revolution. Like, I do know, about Venezuela stuff. I do know about Cold War stuff, about World War One, but more like World War Two stuff. I'm more familiar with World War One than World War Two than World War One. But I suppose everyone is more familiar with World War II rather than World War One because World War II left more of an impact than World War One. Even though World War One kind of paved the way for World War II in a sense, in a way. So I'm just gonna close this. And are you still there? It's your boy Joshua. Are you still there? I really hope so. I've been recording this for a lot of time. I really hope that I then don't really have any problem, posting about that. And yeah, anyways, mm, yeah, I really hope that. Anyways, am I doing this correct? Then don't really have any problem, posting about that. Horror stuff, like the Conjuring movies, as I mentioned in the comment section of your video. And now, I'm really sorry, but I don't know about the Conjuring stuff. Now, I do know what Annabelle is, but I've done like a paper today at school, about the family tree about the Halloween movies. I did it for the original Thorn timeline. I did it for the Age 20 timeline, and I did it also for the 2018 timeline. Now, for fun, I decided to make the wall Laurie Michael being Cindy's canon also for the 2018 timeline because I don't know, kind of like thinking about the fact that Karen Nelson at the end of Halloween Kills ends up being killed by her uncle Michael. Because if Laurie and Michael are siblings, even in the 2018 timeline, then Michael will be Karen Nelson's uncle, and for Allison, Michael will be a grand uncle. So yeah, But then I also decided to make another thing for fun. Like I made decided to I have this really good headcanon, and where or this like this fanon version of the Thorn timeline, where basically we actually have Lori remaining a biological Strode, and basically what happens in Halloween 4, 5, and 6 is basically Michael wanting to get Jamie Lloyd or other Strode family members, all because Lori dropped that key at the Myers house in the original Halloween, and right because of that, Michael just happens to have a beef with the Strode family, even though in this fanon scenario of mine, Lori and Michael aren't siblings, not even in the Thorn timeline. Like, I don't know, like it will actually sound really scary and cool, like to think that just Michael just happens to have a beef with the Strokes. And other than because of Laurie dropping the key at the Myers house in Halloween 1978, also because in Halloween 6, other members of the Strauss family are living in the Myers house. And since Michael at that point, has killed Jamie Lloyd at the beginning of Halloween 6, then Michael wants to exterminate what remains of the Strauss family. Luckily, at the end of the movie, obviously, then Kara Strode with Danny Strode and Stephen Lloyd, they escape. Then Michael kind of ends up getting killed, if not injured a lot. And so the Strode family can continue, you know. Like, I think it will actually be really interesting. Now, I also do have another really good stuff about. Also, I have a really other good fanon thing about the Storm Sideline, and this one is actually even more interesting. Like Michael in this case will be coming after Kara Strode because also Kara, other than Lori, is a biological Myers member. Like I suppose that Lori will also have a Myers uncle, a Myers hound, and this Myers uncle, the Myers hunt, will give birth to Kara, and then for some reason, maybe for just like how it happened to Laurie's biological parents, maybe also the Kara's biological Hampton and biological Hound end up dying, and both Laurie and Kara end up being adopted by the Strodes. So, in that case, Laurie and Kara will be biological cousins because they both come from the Myers family. Meanwhile, for both Laurie and Kara, their Strode parents, their Strode uncle, their Strode aunt, these will be all adoptive. Now, then it will also depend whether also Tim Strode, which is in the original timeline, is Kara's brother. Like then it will be a decision of mine to choose whether Tim will still be a biological Strode, making Kara Tim's adoptive sister, or also make Tim actually be a biological Myers. Like it will be really interesting to think that Michael is coming after Kara because also Kara is unknowingly a biological Myers. Like we have two options: either Lori remaining a biological Strode in the original Thor timeline, or just extending the Wall family thing further and making also Kara a biological Myers other than just Lori. Like I feel like someone may actually need to do a version of this. Like I think will actually be really cool. I will gladly watch it. And for the one commenting in my chat, like I'm really sorry that I don't know anything about the Conjuring movies. Like I don't know anything of horror stuff. I know about Halloween, Friday the 13th, Terrifier, Art the Clown. I was obsessed with him in the some latest months of the 2025. Then I also know a little bit about Hit, and then I may know a little bit about Leatherface and also Nightmare on Elm Street, but like my biggest hyperfixations right now are Halloween, followed by Friday the 13th, and maybe rarely by Terrifier at this point. Uh, so for that person in the chat, I hope you still found entertaining what I told about my Phenom versions of the Thor timeline. And so I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you understood what I was trying to say, about my Phenom versions of the Thor timeline. And my PC time is ending, so I suppose I'm gonna have to, end the transmission and, oh, thanks. Um, Thank you a lot. So I suppose you understood what I was trying to say. I really have a lot of great ideas, when it comes to like creating fun and stuff, especially about Halloween movies. This is a thing I've been doing like lately. And so yeah, so I suppose when you said loving the story, you meant that you like what I was telling you. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. And live streaming. Let's see if I'll do a live streaming in one of the next days, or just simply a normal video, or if I'll even do a video at all, because I don't know. I also like to rest and be lazy sometimes, to be honest. So I suppose it's time to say goodbye. And so yeah, goodbye.